built on Bennelong Point.
On this historic thrust of rock is rising a new sort of building.
Danish architect Jorn Utzon dreamt up the Sydney Opera House. His bold design winning a 1956 competition.
The Opera House is, in many ways, very modern. Well, that's interesting.
Construction began in '59 and was originally slated to take 4 years at a cost of $7 million. But it actually took 14 years and a cost of $102 million. Utzon famously resigned from the project in a huff in '66, meaning the Opera House, not this show.
I've learned a lot from this building. Well, that's interesting.
Under its iconic sails, Queen Liz declared it officially open on this day in '73, which turned out to be the windiest day in the history of Earth.
I have much pleasure in declaring the Sydney Opera House open.
Iconic, brave, beautiful. I think it's a symbol, a monument to our capacity as a culture to take risks and do world-beating things.
It hosted some of the biggest musical acts in the world, like Wu-Tang.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money.
It's had visits from popes and Nelson Mandelas. It's been the scene of political protests and full hog photo shoots.
They came, they mingled, they took their clothes off.
Well, that's interesting.
Hugh Jackman almost died there. Oh, and it's featured on some lovely tea towels. To celebrate its birthday, King Charles sent it an email. And songwriter extraordinaire Tim Minchin did something extra special.
I gave the Opera House a song.
Toe the lines on your suit, hide your truth, wipe your tears. Don't cause trouble, find your bubble, stick to black and white ideas.
Well, the first time I played there, I had a sense that something had really changed in my life. There's something about the sense that you're playing inside a living, breathing piece of art.
Wow, big celebration.
It's so iconic. It's something that I love. I love when I get to be anywhere near the Opera House. I did the drive up from Melbourne to see Crowded House do their, what was at the time, final concert on the steps of the Opera House.
Yes.
And then to actually get to the point where you get to perform in the Opera House, which I've had the
done.
absolute pleasure of doing, means so much. I've even had the chance to perform with some absolute luminaries of the entertainment game at the Opera House. Don't you use it on the stage door?
Gosh, so
you've
lucky.
performed there too. What's it like? What's it like being on that stage?
It's extraordinary. There's nothing like it. I actually got to perform as an Italian... Well, that's at the Sydney Comedy Festival Gala, but I also got to perform as an Italian police officer. That's me on the right there. At the Yep.
There's a lot to unpack in that photo.
There really is. I've said this before.
You should like that more often, Susie.
Well, Michael, funny you should say that. My father has that photo in his wallet. He's very proud to have a son that looks like that. But it is so exciting. 50 years of the Opera House, and as Tim Minchin said, it is just this symbol of bravery and creativity. It's also just happens to be that I am hosting the live stream tour on Sunday, going through and meeting some of the most spectacular human beings. Two of the workers that have been at the Opera House for 50 years since the beginning. One of the longest holding ticket holders. Words are hard. And
Ghosts?
we're interviewing ghosts. We're doing it all. Yes, all of it.
Still, though, beautiful building, the worst phone reception. You take 1 foot down those set of stairs. And also, just quickly, can I mention Benny the Seal? There is a famous seal who lives on the back of the Opera House steps. I saw him there earlier this year. I lost my tiny mind. I took those photos. It was beautiful. Love you, Benny.
It's not. No.
Geographic. Obviously, over the years, the Opera House has been home to thousands and thousands of tourists and visitors. But for Chief Customer Officer Jade McKellar, there's one she'll just never forget.
One of my favourite quirky stories was when somebody came up to our box office, an international tourist, and asked what time the Opera House left because they thought we were a boat.
Terrence is Terrence is down.